Well, when the first diesel engine was demonstrated at the Paris Exhibition Fair in 1898, it was fueled by peanut oil, the original biodiesel. During the early part of the 20th century, these new high-efficiency engines revolutionized the industry, all fueled on vegetable oil. Yet it took America's first oil crisis in the 1970s for farmers to begin experimenting once again, by this time turning soybean oil into biodiesel. It's an industry that has grown in sputs and spurts, and today, while viable, still struggles for a place in our energy future. Here's our Brian Bindley.
The recent push to go green can be felt all over, and nowhere more so than on the farm. Not only are producers providing the feedstock to fuel America, they are also proving to be the testing ground for new technology, especially when it comes to biodiesel. A major push for biodiesel can be seen at the pumps, on the road, and on the farm, mainly because of how it can be created. Cassie Gilman with the Oklahoma Department of Energy.
You can make biodiesel out of almost any feedstock you can come up with. They're making it out of waste products, turkey waste, hog waste, vegetable oil. You'll see a lot of local. I know a gentleman here in the area who's making his own biodiesel from vegetable oil. You can make it from any oil seed crop, so peanut oil, cottonseed oil,
and soybean oil. The United Soybean Board is encouraging U.S. farmers to make use of the soybeans they grow to provide the fuel for their combines and tractors.
Now over 50% of soybean farmers nationwide are using soy biodiesel. So I'm pretty excited about that we've gotten over that 50% mark, but I'm not completely satisfied with that, because I'd like to see that 100% of soybean farmers nationwide using soy biodiesel on their farms.
Almost making an investment on your crop. But it's not just on the farm. Trucking fleets are pumping biodiesel into their rigs.
Biodiesel is really a niche market. You'll see your big trucks run on that for their fleets, and then local farmers use it in their farm equipment. They use diesel. So you'll see biodiesel being used on farms more so than you would Mercedes out there on the road.
Yet the demand is still strong. A long list of farm machinery makers and engine manufacturers are creating equipment that performs better on biodiesel.
We certainly support B5 for any engine anywhere in the world. We look at biodiesel not only as a benefit, overall benefit for the economy, but also an overall benefit for the engine operation in the future.
We're real excited about participating in biodiesel use on all of our products. We offer products that are all compatible with a B5 blend, and 90% of our products with a blend up to B20.
New Holland is the first manufacturer to endorse up to a B20 blend in its engines, a blend that is 20% biofuel combined with petroleum diesel. Anything higher could cause problems.
Currently, the pipe system that we have will not transport that biodiesel, or they were afraid to transport that biodiesel because anything beyond a B20 blend could gum up the pipelines. And depending on the temperature, if you're in the upper Midwest, if the temperature is too cold, you have to store it in a facility where it won't gum up and clog your engine.
And while transportation does pose a problem, production is also a hurdle.
All of them want to see this thing take off and replace our addictions to oil. I know truckers and people who would pay more for biodiesel. Every one of them is proud to spend the money for something that's going to stay here in our country and help our own folks.
Or are they? Despite the fanfare, the BioWillie plant in Durant, owned by Earth Biofuels, filed for bankruptcy in July of 2007. In addition, there are only a handful of public access pumps, all located in southern Oklahoma.
Well, the small guys can compete if they're in an area where there aren't, that's not saturated with refineries.
And while small companies may struggle, large oil conglomerates are investing in a different version of renewable diesel.
In Oklahoma, ConocoPhillips has partnered with Tyson Foods for all of their turkey waste, and their green diesel or renewable diesel qualifies for the same tax credit that the biodiesel that local producers are making at home receive. And so it's hard for them to compete with a giant like ConocoPhillips to produce that fuel and get it to market.
According to ConocoPhillips, their diesel will be easier to refine and transport with current infrastructure and technology.
The fuel that they are producing has a higher cetane value. It's a more almost superior fuel than that of the biodiesel that local producers are using through the regular transesterification process.
So while progress may be slow and complicated, predictions for usage of biodiesel this year nationally are still expected to top 300 million gallons.